Alright, gang, this is part 3, the final part. um, Reppin' Philly 43. Do you agree with Jenkins when he said that Chip Kelly's fast tempo offense and who he puts on the defense is hurting him? Yeah, but that been a given and that been obvious since day one. But I'm gonna tell you something. Malcolm Jenkins was the same guy arguing with Heath Evans on NFL Network when Heath Evans said running in that type of offense doesn't complement the defense. Jenkins debated with him, and I seen a lot of the tweets that people sent. One dude said Jenkins is just saying what he has to say as a team player. And I was like, yeah, like, why are you arguing with this guy who was your teammate on the Saints, who I think you won a Super Bowl with? And he said our offense complemented the defense. It didn't wear the defense down. Jenkins debated and debated with him, and I'm sitting there like, sometimes you can hate a player guts that hates the Eagles. But when they speak the truth, I listen. So now you basically admitting that what Heath Evans was saying was true. And it is true. You know what I'm saying? And anybody with eyesight can see that it's true. But for Jenkins to come out and say that now, it kind of looks iffy. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't say that when Heath Evans was talking about the team. But I guess after a while, man, your frustration just boils over. So you just have to say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is. I mean, DCW Junior 78. Here's a question: why does Chip still have a job? That's 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 Lurie, man. Like, that's Lurie. Easy does it 716 said, are you able to grow facial hair? Man, I got a whole bunch of facial hair, bro. But nah, if the team loses 4 out of 5, gotta win against the Bills because of the whole shady aspect of it, will you resign knowing you lost the players? Or will you resign? Chip Kelly. Dang. Losing 4 out of the next 5? What, that's a 5-11 season? Might not have to resign. He might get fired. DSBT Logic. Why didn't you keep Foles? Foles wasn't the guy, man. Like, I was riding for Foles because he was our quarterback, but I seen it. Like, Foles is mediocre, man. Like, a lot of that stuff, a lot of that hype behind Foles' hair, man. Like, if you really took the time and looked at the schedule and everything, like, Foles caught a lot of breaks here. Like, and I said that in a lot of my other videos. Like, he caught a lot of breaks here, man. Like, he never really had to play against elite quarterbacks. Like, when he played Green Bay, he had to play the third stringer. When Sanchez played Green Bay, he had to play Aaron Rodgers in the great offense. Sanchez had to play the Seahawks. Foles was hurt. Like, Sanchez had to play Dallas twice in 3-4 tough division games. Like, so he caught a lot of breaks, man. Like, he looked terrible in the first game against Jacksonville at first, and then we got a comeback win, and it's like, all glory to Foles. But then the same season, Dallas played Jacksonville and spanked them. The same Eagles fans were saying, oh, y'all, yeah, hell Dallas. Y'all beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars suck. And I'm like, so why was y'all bragging about a comeback win in the first week when we should have just thumped them? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the Foles hype was, like, overblown, man. Like, and now you see in St. Louis, he's on the bench. You know what I mean? So, like, he's really overrated, man. Like, and that I never understood all the hype behind him. Like, any quarterback that plays here, I'm going to support him. Don't get me wrong, but Foles was a lot of hype, man. I mean, he had a fluke year. Then the next year, he was mediocre. Vic had that year he made the playoffs. And the next year, they did bad. But, like, that was from defensive collapses. Like, defensive collapses in, like, 6 games. So we did go 8-8. But Vic had the team in position to win those games. The defense just collapsed in the fourth quarter. And it was, like, trendy. Like, it was a trend. So, you know, I mean, But like, think about Vic and all the other quarterbacks, man. Like, they've been in wars, man. They've been up against like the toughest teams. They've been hit a lot. Like, they've been banged up and all of that. Foles caught a lot of bricks here, man. So I mean, I wasn't really mad that he traded Foles. Bloody Shot 22. What's to expect for Chip Kelly next season? Will he stay or leave? Depends on how this season go, man. I mean, if we could save face and at least go 8-8, okay, you give him another year, cause you know you switched up the whole team and you weren't bad or you weren't good, you were even. So you give him another year. You know what I'm saying? If he can get Kaepernick, you give him another year. And I only say that because, like I said in the first vid, you have the mobile quarterback now. So if that's really the case of why your offense hasn't been able to succeed, now you got the guy. And I'm not saying Kaepernick is the best guy to have, but he does bring that mobile aspect. He will keep the ball in the read option. He will run. You know what I mean? So if that's what's plaguing your offensive scheme, now you got the guy to do it. And it's not a rookie that you got to show the ropes and bring along. So if he doesn't succeed with Kaepernick, then you pretty much know his whole offensive scheme is just a fluke. And he can go back to college or whatever with it. That's the way I look at that one. Undefined. Will he ever allow quarterbacks to change the plays at the line of scrimmage and help us get the right play more often and lead to more success? I don't think he ever will, and that's just because he's so set in his ways. He just wants to run his fast-paced offense. And I honestly believe he just wants to wear down defenses, running play after play after play. But I don't think all of the technicalities of being an NFL coach is in Chip Kelly's blood. Like, he probably don't even know about audibles and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it is what it is. But I don't see him doing that. Like, even if he stays another year and gets the mobile guy he needs, like, I don't really see him changing much about his offense. Just adding an extra pair of legs to it. Murray_5. Okay, we should make Brian Dawkins our defensive coordinator. What do you think? I actually tweeted that last night to Dawkins. He never responded, but I mean, yeah, I'm all for that too. I mean, you know the schemes, you know the plays. You can bring back some of that defensive magic that be the next Jim Johnson. God rest his soul. You never know. Passion go a long way, man. If you got a big guy like Dawkins that's scaring the shit out of you as a rookie, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to go back to the sideline after you done pissed that man off. So, I mean, bring him in. At least bring him in as a coach on the defensive squad to, you know, get his feet wet. Bring Dawkins back as a coach of the defense. You know what I'm saying? But even if you don't give him the job, I'm all for that. Cinco de Michael. Will Chip admit that it is not those players that didn't fit your system, but your system that doesn't fit the NFL? He'll never admit that, but he needs to, because it's obvious. It's so obvious now. Like, it ain't even really much to say about that one. He just needs to admit it and swallow your pride and try to change something, as opposed to just thinking everybody else is the problem. You know what I'm saying? $5 million lesbian 7. If he stays, is he willing to slow it down offensively? Will you bring in talented people, not just fools who suit up and do as you say? He'll never bring in a player with an ego, because, I mean, he should. Me personally, I don't give a damn about culture. I'm not out there with you. I'm just a fan. But assholes win Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? So, but he'll never slow it down offensively. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, he just so set in his ways. This is why I just said, man, we might as well just cut ties with him now and get a real NFL coach in here. But I don't know. Laurie might be waiting to see what the Saints going to do with Peyton, or what another team's going to do with a coach he might want, before he makes a move on Kelly. So we'll see. Daisy Case 99. A lot of y'all asking Chip questions. Like, I'm not Chip Kelly. I was just saying, ask me a question about Chip. Not ask me a question as if I'm Chip Kelly. I mean, but this is last season with the Eagles. Depends, man. Like I said, if Laurie see a guy that he can get in the offseason that might better fit our team, Chip's gone. And with that first round pick on the table, if that's true, he'll ship him right to Tennessee. Because Laurie's up there. He's watching everything that's going on. Chip Kelly's not doing what Andy Reid did. Andy Reid got his franchise guy. We'll give him that. And he was in the NFC Championship in his third season. So, and that was with nobodies, like cast stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have a banging team. My man AP Thompson 95. Thoughts on getting the Titans round 1 for Chip? Do it. Do it. Send him to Tennessee. Let him run with Mariota. Because that seems like his obsession. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're going to get much further with this Chip Kelly offense here. Unless you could bring Mariota here. Other than that, yeah, take that first rounder. But make sure you cover your tracks. Make sure you see if it's another coach you might want on the market first. So, then come back to that. Stark says my main cat 18. If Chip leaves or gets fired, what other good coaches out there? Think about it. Patton, a joke. Hunt, even worse. Think about it, guys. Let's just stick this out with Chip and give him another draft for linemen and see. But until then, let's not crucify the guy just yet. 5 games left. Let's see what our boys are made of. See, that's faith right there, and that's exactly what I have. Like, I'm willing to, see what happens. But I just, like, and my foresight is just telling me, like, this guy is never going to change. It don't matter who you put on this team. It doesn't matter, like, what happens with this team. Like, he's just going to be set in his ways. And he could keep that excuse that you don't have the proper players only goes so far. Because my thing is, I'll defend you with the you don't have a mobile quarterback thing. But other than that, I mean, you built this team. So, I mean, that is what it is. Okay, Shalom Cornelius. How come every game, regardless of quarterback, they have the same cadence? How about keeping opposing defenses honest? How about the quarterback actually keeping the ball and running once out of 500 times? They do the same cookie cutter run option up the middle for -1 yard. How about our defensive backs not playing 10 yards off a wide receiver when it's 3rd and 1? But Kelly has great protein smoothies, especially crafted for halftime. Trade Chip the Titans for a 7th round pick. Eagles would get a steal for sure. Henry Winkler would be a better coach even without Bobby Boucher. That there. That's funny. The funny thing about that, man, I'm not going to say the name of the person, but somebody told me, and it was something funny. They said, and this is a reliable source, straight from the source, said a lot of fans don't understand that the players was doing what the coaches told them to do. So playing 10 yards off a wide receiver, Billy Davis like letting Eric Rowe play Megatron by himself. When you look like you want to lose a game, you usually do. And this is what I was trying to tell fans last year. That Giants game that we ended the season with, we were not trying to win that game. That's why everybody dropped their interceptions. The Giants were trying to lose too. Because they wanted their draft pick. We would have got the, 15th pick if we would have lost that game and went 9-7. We both were trying to lose. And if you look at how the players played last year, like, it seems like they were told. Because having the 15th pick in the draft and then getting Bradford, trading Bradford, getting the number 10 or whatever pick Cleveland had to go with the other pick, you put together a pretty good package for Marcus Mariota, but shit just went south and it didn't work out that way. But I really honestly truly believe that they want to lose these games sometime. And I think it's all part of a plot. Like right now, for example, they could sit in the front office and say, let's lose out and get us a high draft pick. Some fans will understand it. A lot of other fans will sit there and watch the games and they'll be mad. But I watch the players and I'm like, you don't just drop that interception. You don't just choose to play 10 yards off a wide receiver. You don't choose to not have safety help over the top against the best receivers in the league. You don't choose to put a rookie on an island with the best receiver in the NFL. Height advantage, weight advantage, experience advantage. And you just letting this young rookie get his ass torched. You don't do things like that unless you want to lose the game. So the natural fan reaction, like, what the fuck, do you want to lose? Yeah. Sometimes they plan to lose these games. It's all politics. They know the fans going to still watch. They know the fans still going to buy tickets. They know the fans still going to love the team. So if something behind the scenes is going on, we'll never know about it. But you got to watch the game plan and how they do it. This is why I said I don't mind if Billy Davis comes back. That defense was top notch for the most part of the year. Now they looking lackluster, but that's Billy Davis's defense. And them guys is all right. I don't mind having him here. But I think he'll even swallow his pride and make the best adjustments before Chip Kelly will. So, I mean, now the last question is, do you think we will sign him a new contract after his current one expires? I hope so, because I believe he can get us to the Super Bowl. Look at Belichick's first few years as head coach and look at him now. But other than that, keep up the great work, bro. Philadelphia Eagles _CA. Thanks a lot, bro. You too. You know, I check everybody. I support everybody pages. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we out here building the Instagram Eagles army all over the place. So you know, you keep up the good work too, bro. But yeah, as far as the new contract, I don't know. I think Lurie's done with Chip Kelly. I just don't think he want to embarrass him right now. But I don't think Chip Kelly gonna get a new contract, because even if he stays for the next 2 seasons, I think he got 5 years, $30 million. If Sean Payton stays in New Orleans for the next 2 years, I think Lurie can make a run at him. Or if Sean Payton get fired after this year, I think Lurie will fire Chip Kelly or trade him to Tennessee and bring in Sean Payton. But Belichick first few years, the difference was like, and this is one thing about our coach, like the difference is like Chip Kelly got rid of players after their best years in their careers under him. That's arrogance, for the simple fact, like, you don't cut 26-year-old 1 year removed from winning the Russian title type players. You don't cut a deep threat receiver that just coming off his best season he ever had under you. You take those players and you say, okay, I'm going to build off of these guys. These guys are going to be my catalyst for this offense I'm trying to run. And I'm going to just add the necessary pieces to build on that. He cut these guys. He let these guys walk because the media started feeding his ego, saying anybody can play in Chip Kelly's offense. So now you stuck with the task of trying to prove that anybody can play in your offense, and it's not working. Now, like I said, man, this is a bunch of inexperienced guys on offense, don't get me wrong. So I'm willing, like, to deal with Chip for another year. But me personally, I don't think it's really going to get much better because it's his ego. It don't have nothing to do with anything else with me. It's his ego. Like, you know what these guys can and can't do. You know what you need on offense. You know you need an offensive line. You know signing Murray to that money was a mistake. Like, you know these things. Strip him of the GM job and just let him coach. But Lurie need to sit him down and say, listen, you are my head coach, and you are a coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. But keep in mind that you work for me. I've been running this organization for however many years I had it. You're going to have to swallow your pride and change something, or you could go back to college. Business. You know what I'm saying? And it's just simple as that, man. Like, I mean, nobody got rid of the caliber. Like, Belichick didn't get rid of the caliber of player that Chip Kelly got rid of. Like, 3 players had their best years under Kelly, and they gone. Trent Cole, Todd Harriman. Okay, that comes with the territory. You got guys old up there in age. They're a little older. You know what I'm saying? So it's business when it comes to that. Young guys, 25, 26-year-old, you got released. That just doesn't happen. he brought a lot of new shit to the NFL that ain't really been working out in his favor this year. So it gives everybody a reason to run back and say, you did this wrong. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. But you gotta understand, that ammunition was already loaded and in the chamber when you released these guys. People was waiting to say that to you. So I mean, now it's just like, you gotta do something, man. Like, I mean, getting these rookies asses, you know what I'm saying? Make these guys go out there and play for you, you know what I mean? But I mean, I just don't see it happening. I think his ego was just, he too set in his ways to change. So winning the Super Bowl with him, put it this way, if we do win a Super Bowl with Chip Kelly, trust and believe, it'll be a totally different Chip Kelly than now that wins that Super Bowl. And he might not even admit that he swallowed his pride and changed so much shit about himself. But if we win a Super Bowl, it'll be a totally different Chip Kelly that we win the Super Bowl with. I mean, that's it, man. That's it for the Q&A. I can't believe this show was 3 videos long, but I had about 50 questions, so I mean, but it's all love, man. Fly Eagles fly. Peace. Love y'all.